What is going on, Fam Jam? So, today we are going to preview the Oscar nominations and give you who I think is going to be the winner. They would be the winner in my book. Now, I have been a big Oscars guy for probably 15 years. You know, I'm big into acting. I really enjoy watching others work. And sometimes the movies that are Oscar nominated are not these big blockbuster hits or anything like that. But I enjoy watching these kinds of films. And if you are like me, you want to watch the Oscars, see who gets the credit, and see who does what. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to run through it. And there's a lot of categories, there's a lot of nominations, so I'm not going to give you a super detailed explanation, just so we can get through them all. I don't want the video to be like 20-25 minutes, and then we'll see what happens come Sunday at the Oscars. So just to kick it off, we're going to do actor in a leading role, and the actors are Austin Butler, Colin Farrell, Brendan Fraser, Paul Mescal, and Bill Nye. And Austin is obviously in there for Elvis, Colin Farrell for the Banshees. But I think the winner in this, he's already won a couple of awards for his role in it, is Brendan Fraser in The Whale. That movie did really, really well, and he revitalized his career in it. So that is who I'm going to take for actor in a leading role, is Brendan Fraser for The Whale. Already winning. But it's not one of the films that usually kind of sweeps the Oscars. There's usually one or two films at every Oscars that takes 3 or 4 awards. That film is not one of those, but for him, I think he's got that in the bag. Next, we're going on to actor in a supporting role, which is going to be Brendan Gleeson, Brian Tyree Henry, Judd Hirsch, Barry Keoghan, and Ke-Huy Quan. And for this one, I've got Judd Hirsch in The Fabelmans. I think he just did a spectacular job. In the supporting role in a movie can be just as important or more important than the lead role, and sometimes that's up to the actor, sometimes that's up to the writing, sometimes that's up to the director. But in this one, I think it was absolutely Judd Hirsch, and I think he takes the win there. So next up is actress in a leading role with Cate Blanchett, Ana de Armas, Andrea Riseborough, Michelle Williams, and Michelle Yeoh. And I think that's going to be Michelle Yeoh in Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. I think that film is one that is going to kind of sweep a bit. I think it's between that and Banshees that are going to be that kind of sweeping film to win a bunch. And sometimes the Academy goes split it down the middle, sometimes it goes one way. I'm not really sure this year, but I think those two films are ones that just take home a good number of the awards. And for this one, I think Michelle Yeoh is the winner in actress in a leading role. So next is actress in a supporting role, and that's Angela Bassett, Hong Chau, Carrie Corrigan, Jamie Lee Curtis, and Stephanie Hsu. And to me, it's Angela Bassett. I love what she did. Not only do you have the storyline from Black Panther, you have, they don't give a ton to the MCU. The Academy rarely gives these big superhero films an award, but she did a spectacular job in that film, and we needed one of those actors to take a big step forward with Chadwick not reprising his role because he had passed. So I think she was the one that everybody kind of leaned on, and it worked, and it came through really, really well for her. She's not the lead in the film, obviously, but I think what she gave in leadership in the film on set and what she did in the film helped tremendously to kind of take the audience on that emotional roller coaster from Chadwick being gone and all those things, bringing that film in. So that's who I've got winning, is Angela Bassett. Again, all those actors did a fantastic job, but those are the 4 that I think take actor in a lead and supporting role, and then actress in a lead and supporting role. The next one is animated feature film, And the nominees were Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, Marshall, The Shell with Shoes On, that is a tongue twister, Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, The Sea Beast, and Turning Red. And this one, I think, is just going to go on a little bit of a hype in what hadn't super been seen before, and that I'm going to go Turning Red. That's not the one that I think should win, but that is the one that I think will win. So it was not my favorite. I would have went with Pinocchio, but Turning Red, I think, does take home the Oscar in animated feature film. We'll move on to cinematography, which houses some really great films. All Quiet on the Western Front, False Chronicle of a Handful of Truths, Elvis, Empire of Light, and Tar. And for the cinematography, that is going into a whole bunch of technical stuff, and for technicality of what we haven't seen, more of an in-your-face kind of thing, I'm going to go with Elvis here, and that was Mandy Walker's work. I just think the cinematography in that film way outdoes, and it keeps the audience alert and awake into what could have been a very historical film that didn't have a lot of gusto to it, and she did well to bring that gusto in the cinematography realm. So that's going to be mine, is Elvis, the winner for cinematography. Directing, which is another big one, is going to be between The Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, Tar, and Triangle of Sadness. To me, this one goes to Banshees, which was Martin McDonagh. And, you know, I can't say that I was huge on the film, but I do watch these films because I enjoy the Oscars every year, and I think for directing, that is what is going to take it. Again, wouldn't be my pick, but I think for what the Academy looks for, what the trends have kind of been over the last few years, I think Banshees takes that for directing. In film editing, we've got Banshees again, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once. So you keep hearing these names pop up again. Tar is another one that pops up in a lot of categories. And for the first time, we'll have Top Gun Maverick. And that's the one that I think wins in movie editing. You have cameras on F-18s, you have cameras and drone shots from naval carriers, you have the ships, you have the sailboat, you have all kinds of these different angles, different kinds of film, different kinds of cameras, and different kinds of shots, and you got to put that together in a feature film to tell a story. I think he did that spectacular, and for film editing, out of those 5, which is, you know, the noms that the Academy came out with, it's Top Gun Maverick, and it's not close. I think the film editor had the toughest job with Maverick, and I think he knocked it out of the park. Aircraft carrier is the word I was trying to find. There it is. I finally found it. And I just, 1, I enjoyed the film. 2, I pay attention to a lot of editing myself. That's what my degree is in the editing portion of film. And I know how much time and effort and little bitty nitpicky things happened in that editing room between all the editors. So Eddie Hamilton for Top Gun Maverick should get it, in my opinion. For film editing, I'm going to save Best Picture for last. Visual effects, All Quiet on the Western Front again, Avatar, The Way of Water, which got in right up under the deadline, The Batman, which was the new one out of DC, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and again, Top Gun Maverick. Do I think my winner will win? No, the one I think will win is going to be Avatar, just because of the underwater shoots and the technology being there. I think it wins. I'm not happy that I think it wins. I would rather them give that for next year. I don't like that it kind of just snuck right in there and takes away from the other films, because Black Panther had some incredible visual effects. Again, Top Gun Maverick didn't use the CGI nowhere near as much. They were in the F-18s, they were flying around, and that was the one I wish would win for visual effects, was Top Gun. but I just think that Avatar will take that home. Not happy about that one. I wish Top Gun. I would be very okay with Black Panther taking that home for the way that they used the CGI and did the sideways shot. That was just insane to me. So I wish either Black Panther or Top Gun would win it, but I do think Avatar takes that one home. Costume design, the nominees are going to be Babylon, Black Panther, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Miss Harris Goes to Paris. For this one, the costume design, obviously, for Black Panther is incredible. That probably will take it. That's the one I'm going to go with. Elvis was more of a historical one. That was not as hard to match. Babylon is the one I would like to see win. I really liked Babylon as a film. I think they did a spectacular job in OD to the 20s, going from silent film to talkies. But the way that you look at costume design, it's hard to beat Black Panther and the way they go to the origins of things and really mesh old historical accuracy to today's realm. So that's the one that I'm going to go with. Documentary feature film is going to be All That Breathes, All the Beauty and the Bloodshed, Fire of Love, A House Made of Splinters, and Navalny. And my pick is going to be A House Made of Splinters. I think that one was just resonated more to me than the other documentary feature films. Not too much on those. You know, the documentary ones are not ones that everybody gets all hyped for anyway. So again, I'm going to go with A House Made of Splinters for documentary feature. And then in documentary short film, you're going to go with Haul Out, How Do You Measure a Year, The Martha Mitchell Effect, Stranger at the Gate, and The Elephant Whisperers, which is who I think wins. The Elephant Whisperers was very well received and had more hype around it. So I'm going to go with that kind of realm to give them the win. The Elephant Whisperers for documentary short film. International film, this one kind of stands out. It is All Quiet on the Western Front out of Germany, Argentina from Argentina, Close from Belgium, EO from Poland, and The Quiet Girl from Ireland. And the only one of these that is in the Best Picture nominations is going to be All Quiet on the Western Front. So I think that takes home the international feature film for sure, just on the fact that it is the way that it is. Makeup and hairstyling, you're going to be between All Quiet on the Western Front, The Batman, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Elvis, and The Whale. Now this one came down to me between Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and The Whale, just because of the way they did Brendan Fraser. But I think Black Panther will take over because of the intricate and great hairstylings that they worked with. So that one is going to be Black Panther. Maybe they win too this year. MCU can get a few Oscar wins in there. That would be fun. Music and original score is going to be between All Quiet on the Western Front, which I feel like I've said so many times, Babylon, Banshees, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and The Fabelmans. For me, I think this is where Babylon gets their first win. I absolutely enjoyed the music in that one, and because you're talking about silent film going to talkies and parties and all these kinds of things, I think the music helped that film more than other music helped the other films. So I think Justin Hurwitz did a great job with Babylon, and I think they take home their first Oscar there for Babylon. Music and original song is going to be between Applause from Tell It Like a Woman, Hold My Hand from Top Gun Maverick, Lift Me Up from Black Panther, Natu Natu from RRR, and This Is the Life from Everything Everywhere All at Once. And I think I really liked Hold My Hand, but I don't think that film gets it. I think they give this one to This Is a Life from Everything Everywhere All at Once. I haven't picked them to win a bunch, so I think they give that one there. Production design is, again, All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, Babylon, Elvis, and The Fabelmans. And I think this is, again, where Babylon picks up a second win because the production design, going back into the 20s and doing all those things that they did, displaying what it was like to make films back then and to be a movie star back then, and all those things, I think that wins it to me in production design, because one, Hollywood always looks kind of at itself. I'm not going to say their bias is overt, but there definitely is some. So I think it is between Babylon and Elvis. I'm not a fan of Avatar being in production design there, because so much of it is CGI. The design is all computer and not anything physical, and you have to work with and find props and those things, so that's where I'm going. But Elvis, I could certainly see winning that one, and Babylon for sure. Then we're going to go into animated short films between The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse, The Flying Sailor, Ice Merchants, My Year of Dicks, and An Ostrich Told Me That the World is Fake, and I Think I Believe It. And for this one, I'm going to go Flying Sailor. Just, again, more of the hype, what I've read online and things of that nature. And then we're going to go to live action short film, and that one, honestly, I couldn't catch all these, so I'm just going to go with An Irish Goodbye from Tom Berkeley and Ross White. The Red Suitcase was pretty good, and The Night Ride was pretty good. I did not catch the other two. For sound, the nominees are All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Batman, Elvis, and Top Gun: Maverick. And this one, I think Elvis picks it up. This is, I mean, for sound, you're looking at one of the biggest artists that has ever been. And they did, not only did Austin Butler get into the role, he sounded like Elvis. Like, they did so much. He did the work, the sound editors did the work, and I think for sound, when you're going into music, you're going into those things, it wins. So I'm going to give David Lee, Wayne Pashley, Andy Nilsson, and Michael Keller the win in sound for Elvis. Writing, the adapted screenplay is from, again, All Quiet on the Western Front, Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery, Living, Top Gun, Maverick, and Women Talking. In this one, I'm going to go out on a limb and kind of give it to Glass Onion. I like the writing in Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery. Very much enjoyed the film. I could definitely see the storyline from Top Gun coming in. It might be, I mean, this may be a year where All Quiet on the Western Front wins in every category that they're nominated in, but hopefully it doesn't go that way this year. So for the adapted screenplay, I'm going to go Glass Onion. And for writing of an original screenplay, you've got Banshees, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Triangle of Sadness, The Fabelmans, and Tar. And this, again, I think Banshees wins. Just from a writing standpoint, I think they did pretty good. So that's who I'm going to go with. And then the big category that everybody ends with every year on the last year is Best Picture, and that is going to be between All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, Banshees, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, Tar, Top Gun: Maverick, Triangle of Sadness, and Women Talking. And the way that I view the films, because I did watch these, and the way that I know that the Academy goes, I'm going to say that Banshees wins. The Banshees of Inisherin will take it. I do believe, I would not be surprised at all if All Quiet on the Western Front or Everything Everywhere All at Once takes it. I think they did give a nod to Top Gun, Women Talking, and Triangle Sadness, but I don't think those are in the realm to actually grab the Oscar. So that is going to be Best Picture, Banshees, for me. So let me know, guys, what you guys think, who you think is going to win, who's not going to win. Sorry that this video ended up taking 20 minutes anyway. But leave in the comment below who's going to win Best Picture, what your favorite part of the Oscars always is, and see if you agree with my picks. As always, hit that subscribe button. We are growing. Thank you guys so much. Hit the like button and share this video. You guys can help me out, not monetarily at all. All you have to do to help me out is share videos. If you hit the subscribe button and you go, hey, I really like this one that he put out, and you share it on Twitter or on Facebook, then that is all the help that I'm going to ask you guys to do. Just share the videos. I would appreciate it so much. And Fam Jam, enjoy the Oscars, enjoy Oscar weekend, and hopefully you guys have a great one. But until next time, Fam Jam, I'm out.